اللهم صل على الحبيب محمد يا رب صل عليه وسلم.
Bismillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. This is our fifth discussion about muraqabah or mindfulness of the divine. In our last discussion, we looked at the importance of focus, concentration, and perseverance. In this discussion, we need to turn our attention to the important topic of dealing with distractions. My intent and your intent is to be constant in muraqabah. Muraqabah needs to be our constant, steady state. And we need to make an effort to attain that with gradual, dedicated effort. That's not an easy path. And we have along the path a number of enemies. The greatest enemy is our own nafs or lower self. And the second enemy is the shaitan. The shaitan does not want me and you to connect our hearts to Allah through muraqabah. He wants us to be in a state of heedlessness or non-remembrance. When we are heedless of the divine, we commit mistakes and we fumble and we stumble. The more important and the more inveterate enemy is actually my own inner self, my own lower self. Because the shaitan only uses myself against me. Myself is the closest thing to me and the trickiest thing inside of me. And within me, the distractions are many. The distractions inside of me and my nafs are a consequence of the attachments that I have built up inside of my life. The feelings that I have, the thoughts that I have, the ideas, the desires, the cravings, all of those stem from choices that I made consciously, willingly throughout the course of my life. And they then become the obstacles in the path of muraqabah because they are distractions that thwart me from connecting with Allah and focusing singularly and exclusively on Him. If you like, there are ghosts that will come to haunt me in my path to muraqabah and in my path of greater focus of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How do I deal with them? The best way to deal with them is to simply ignore them, to pay them no heed, to not fizzle away any of my energy by focus on them. I remember a very beautiful story told to me by my teacher about precisely this point of dealing with distractions. He remembers he was a young boy and he was walking hand in hand with his father in one of the rural areas where his village was. And it so happened in that vicinity there were many guard dogs and shepherd dogs. And as he was walking with his father, he said this pack of dogs converged upon him. And the dogs were snarling and growling and barking, and they were very close to him, almost to the point where they could snap or bite his ankles. And he says he remembers initially this feeling of trouble, of anxiety, of worry. He was scared. And he remembers his father holding his hand, and he remembers the calmness and the composure of his father. He said his father continued to walk, continued calmly and with composure to walk, and he didn't turn towards the dogs, he didn't shoo them away, he didn't cast them away, he didn't throw stones at them. He just continued to walk without paying any attention. And very shortly after noticing that, my teacher, who was a young boy, said the dogs departed and dispersed. I've always taken that as a wonderful illustration of how we should deal with distractions. We simply ignore them and let them be, and they will depart and they will disperse. As you know, the best way to win a fight is to walk away from the fight. And the best way in the course of muraqabah is to simply keep our gaze on Allah, knowing that He is watching us, and to keep as they say, loving the beloved. To focus on loving the beloved. Allah is the owner of everything, and He's the owner of all of my distractions as well. And He's the creator of everything. And when He wills, He will create something else in me. Nothing lasts. Everything is temporary. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says in a very short and very cogent and powerful hadith, he says, "Man khafa al-mabit adlaja, wa man adlaja wasala." Whoever fears traveling at night, and in those days the caravans, when they would travel at night, there would be untold dangers, whether bandits or whether animals or even losing their way. So whoever fears staying over the night, adlaja, let him continue to walk and travel. Adlaja means to travel through the night. And whoever travels through the night, وَمَنْ أَدْلَجَ وَصَلَ, will arrive. And that is a beautiful text, and it reminds me and you that we should not stop our journey for anything, external and more importantly, internal of distractions. When we do come across a dark patch of distraction or anxiety or inner obstacles, let us simply continue to walk, continue to have our eyes on our beloved, to seek our destination, because whoever continues to walk will arrive. وَمَنْ أَدْلَجَ وَصَلَ, they will arrive. May Allah make it easy for me and you in the path of muraqabah to deal with our distractions, and may Allah keep us on the road and the path to Him. وصلى اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله المختار.